Hi there, this is question 11 from the June 2012 Unit 3 Edexcel higher paper. We're looking at plotting a quadratic using a table of values. So what we have to do is take these x values where the y value is missing, so -1, 0 and 2, and substitute them into our equation, which is up here, and get the values and then plot them onto the graph. So if we start with x equals -1, so that means that y will be 2 times -1 squared minus 1. It's important you put the -1 in brackets like that if you're doing it on your calculator, and equally to remind you that you square the -1 first. And this is where a lot of students will make a mistake, is that we end up with y equals 2 times -1 squared. So -1 times -1 will give you +1. If you just put -1 squared into your calculator without the brackets, you'll come out with -1, because what it will do is square the 1 and then put the negative sign back on the front. You want to do -1 times itself, which should give you a positive answer. So be careful with that one, because you do need to put the brackets around on your calculator if you want to make sure that that's correct. End up with 2 minus 1 just gives us 1. So that value there should be 1. When x is 0, we'll end up with y is 2 times 0 squared and then minus 1. So 0 squared is 0, times 2 is 0, so we just end up with minus 1. And then we've got when x is 2, so we have y equals 2 times 2 squared and then take away 1. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 4 is 8, take away the 1, leaves us with 7, and then we've got our values. What we now need to do is plot those onto our graph. So the first value, the first coordinate, when x is -2, y is 7. So when x is -2, y is 7. When x is -1, y is 1. When x is 0, y is -1, and you'll notice that then it's a mirror image of 1, 1, 2, 7. Now the trick is to draw a smooth curved line through those points. It's easier with a pencil on paper, and make sure you do use a pencil, because it's a lot easier to change it if you do it wrong in pencil. Okay, so there's our graph and there's our table of values. It says use your graph to write down an estimate of the solutions. Now, the solutions are where the graph crosses the x-axis. So one is there and the other one is there. By the look of my graph, we've got that point there, which would be -0.7, and here, which will be the positive version of it. So those are the two solutions. The reason that they are the solutions is that originally we had an equation which was y equals 2x squared minus 1. You'll see here that instead of being equal to y, it's now equal to 0. And that's what needs to be the situation to find solutions. And it's basically saying what are the values of x that will give an answer of 0, and these are the only two values that will do that, when x is -0.7 roughly and +0.7. I hope that was useful.